Hi, welcome to Grat's Guide to Anything. This is the 10th in a series on running D&D 5th edition on Roll20 and covers loading your first API. Woohoo! The API concerned is HTM Builder. Please note that if you do not have the right Roll20 subscription, you'll be unable to follow along with me with this video. So spend a bit of money, upgrade your account, and then you can. What more could you ask for? There are 4 skills that I want you to learn from this video. These are the 4 core skills that you need for any API. The skills are: research an API, install an API, disable an API, remove an API. I suppose I should start by describing what an API is. The term API is what the Roll20 developers call a program written in JavaScript that runs inside your game instance in what they call a sandbox. While some of the APIs are written by Roll20 staff, the vast majority of them are written by members of the Roll20 community. Therefore, you're not paying for them. So please be respectful if you contact someone about their script. They wrote something for themselves, then kindly open it up so others could use it as well. They're not rewarded for this except by any thanks that you give. Do not demand or put time limits on them. They have a real life just like you, and any time they spend doing something for you is time they've taken away from something they'd be preferring to do. Rant over. So, unlike professional software companies, you may find some bugs in the scripts you use. Please be patient, helpful, volunteer to help them, and maybe in testing any fix they come up with. But you are not any closer to understanding what an API does, so maybe this will help you. Imagine you want to build a pirate ship out of construction blocks. Using a stack of ordinary blocks and a bit of time, you could make something a bit like a pirate ship. If you wanted something more realistic, you'd need a number of special shaped blocks besides the normal ones. If you wanted a model that fires its cannons when another ship goes near, you'd also need a small computer, some sensors, some actuators. You get the idea. An API is like a special shaped block. It allows you to do something that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do in Roll20. In addition, you can make the API respond to things in the game. So, in summary, an API allows you to do something that you otherwise would not be able to do. Or, to put it differently, when you run into something you want to do but you can't get Roll20 to do it, you probably need an API. Oh, and before I forget, why HTM Builder? Well, the script is small, well behaved, and doesn't require any configuration. It's actually what's classed as a utility script. Some of the other APIs we'll be loading over the next few videos require this, so it would be installed automatically anyway. I'm just using it as a learning tool. So what is our learning objectives for this video? By the end of this video, you will be able to find an API to use, then install one from the script library. Also, you know how to disable or remove that script. So, the first point, research your API. Why research? Well, you need to make sure that any API you want to load is compatible with your character sheet, and also any other APIs that you load. In addition, you will want to check for any known issues. There are a few different spots that you can research to see what scripts are out there and if you're likely to have issues with them. I would check the wiki, the forums, and the API repository. If you're lazy, you can always try posting a question on the forums. Ask if anyone has an API they would recommend to fix the problem you're facing. If you do, please make sure you specify which character sheet you use. Not all APIs support all character sheets, and the more fancy an API is, the more likely it is to support only a few character sheets. Right, let's start by looking at the wiki. We're going to go to Community, then Help Center, and then we're going to search for Roll20 API. And we'll select the entry that just has API in the header. If you're observant, you realize we could have gone straight there by API index and stuff, but I wanted you to find this page because there's a few other things that we'll talk about, and they're all from this page. So if you can find the API page, you can get to most of the stuff we talk about. So look down this document until you find the reference to API index and select it. Now, this is an incomplete list of APIs available to install. Why is it incomplete? Because it depends on the script developer submitting the right information to the right people to get their script listed. This doesn't always happen. Browse the document and see if a script that fits your needs is listed. We look and we don't find HTML Builder. So, tick. There's no information that says we shouldn't use this API in this document. So, let's have a look in the forums. The forums are a main way that Roll20 community tell each other about what's happening. So to get there, we're going to go Roll20 community forums. There are a few different forums. The one that you probably want to use to post questions about how to solve a problem is specific use questions and macros. As far as getting information about a particular script, you can try searching all of the forums. I'll do a search now for the API we're going to install, HTML Builder. Looking through the results, I don't find anything talking about any problems with this API, so I can get a second tick. The third spot to check is the API repository. Now, Roll20 sponsors a repository on GitHub, and all of the code and macros which you want to have available are stored here. So we go to Community, Help Center, and we're going to search for Roll20 space API again. And again, just look for the entry with just API in the header. And they're going to scroll through and look for GitHub repository. When we find it, we click on it, and that takes us to the GitHub repository. Who'd have thought? So we're going to look through and find HTML Builder. Oh, look, we found it. So we note the version number 1.0 and read the readme.md file that should be shown on the screen. Again, we're not warned about any issues, and as the version is 1.0 or above, this means that it should be a stable release. Be warned that if the version is less than 1.0, it's still considered in development, and well, you use it at your own discretion. In fact, even if it's 1 or above, you're still using it at your own discretion. Alright, that gives us a third tick. We should be safe to install this API. So let's see about installing an API. Now there are two different ways to install an API in Roll20. We're only going to cover one of them, and that's the one-click install. There's also a manual install. If you have to do that, you should read the article on it. So again, go to the Help Center, search for Roll20 space API, look for an entry with just API in the header, scroll down and you'll find articles there on manually installing scripts. Note, if you are at all unsure about this, make a copy of your game before you install a script. Let's install an API. So games, my games, find our test game, creates test game, and click on the name. This takes us to the settings page. We bring down the settings menu and we click on API scripts. Note the error message. These are normal as we have yet to install the script. Now you can either scroll through manually and find the one you're after, or else you can start to type the name up in the search bar there and it will narrow it down to your selection. So we're going to find HTML Builder. And we're going to select it, and then we're going to click on Add Script. Now let's look at the next annoying thing about Roll20. And yeah, I know there are a few of them, but the API output console will show you if there was an error during the loading and running of the script. However, it doesn't tell you if everything is okay. Isn't that grand? So all you can do is load the script, watch it for 30 seconds or so, and if it doesn't say anything, then everything's probably okay. So let's go back and go back to settings and API scripts again, and you'll notice there's no error message now. We've actually loaded a script. Alright, two more things to learn while we're here. The first one is how to disable a script. It's always safe to disable a script. If you think a script is causing you problems, disable it, and that'll tell you if it is causing you the problems or not. So when we look here, what we'll see is that there's now a tab for each of the APIs we've installed. In this case, only one there, HTML Builder. So we find that tab, click on that tab, and then we look for a button, Disable Script, and we click on it. You'll see the sandbox will initialize and again show nothing. However, if you select the HTML Builder Script tab, you'll now see that the button says Enable Script. So again, the only way you can tell if something's disabled is the fact that the button there says Enable instead of Disable. And if you look carefully at the tab headings, you'll see that any disabled scripts are also grayed. Alright, let's enable the script again. So let's click on the Enable Script button, run through everything again, and once again the script is now running. So let's now look at the next thing you can do with scripts, and that's delete scripts. Let's learn how to remove an API. But before we do, you probably won't want to delete a script unless you are following the instructions of the developer of the script. Installing the script could have caused changes to your game, and uninstalling it could create unintended issues. You have been warned. If you're at all unsure about this, make a copy of your game before you uninstall the script. So we're going to select the HTML Builder tab on the API script page and click on the red Delete Script button. You'll be asked to confirm that you really want to do that. In this case, it's safe for us to do this, so we click on OK. If we go back to the game and click on Settings, API Scripts again, we'll see that the message no longer appears still, even though we've deleted the one API we added. So let this be a lesson for you. Scripts are great, but they irrevocably change your game. So I'll add it back in again because we actually will need it. So again, we'll pull down the list, find HTML Builder, or faster yet, click HTML in the search bar, select it, install it, it's back, and it's great. Wow, that marks the end of 10 videos Now we have a little bit of experience with adding APIs. We'll start adding a series of very useful utilities. Join us for the next video where we start installing the fun APIs. We'll be starting with the welcome pack script. Thanks for watching Great's Guide to Anything.